All right, so the next one here is interesting. Elon Musk met with Iran's UN ambassador. So the New York Times reported on Thursday that Elon Musk, who's an advisor to President-elect Donald Trump, met with Iran's ambassador to the United Nations on Monday. The report cited two unnamed Iranian officials who said the discussion lasted over an hour and was about how to diffuse tensions between the U.S. and Iran. The Iranian sources described the meeting as positive and good news. The reported meeting has not been confirmed publicly by any side. A Trump spokesman said when he was asked about it, quote, "We do not comment on reports of private meetings that did or did not occur," end quote. If you remember recently, the Washington Post had a report saying Trump spoke with Putin and Russia said it was fiction, that it didn't happen. And then Trump's team said a similar thing, made a similar statement about it. But if this is right, the Iranians leaking it or telling the New York Times about it, Israel's not going to be happy about this if they think that Trump's looking to diffuse tensions. And Musk has been close to Trump since he threw his support behind him during the campaign. And he was reportedly involved in a recent call with Zelensky. And Musk's SpaceX has played a pretty crucial role in Ukraine's war effort by providing the Starlink terminals and services. So this New York Times report came after Trump announced most of his foreign policy team, which is completely stacked with Iran hawks, and Trump took a hard line against Iran during his previous administration with the so-called maximum pressure campaign, as we've been talking about a lot lately. And Trump's top cabinet picks, including Marco Rubio, Mike Waltz, they want to return to maximum pressure. And that's what Israel expects. Israel is saying that they expect the U.S., Trump, to take a harder line on Iran. Israel Hayom reported on Thursday that Trump's team is actually preparing to, quote, topple Iran's regime, end quote, saying that they're preparing for a regime change in Iran, a policy that would, guarantee war between the U.S. and Iran. So this is Israel Hayom. So I think, there's different factions here among this Trump team. Again, it's completely stacked with Iran hawks. Then you have kind of the wild cards like Elon Musk, like Tulsi Gabbard. But the Israel Hayom report, I kind of read it as them trying to kind of put out a narrative here because there wasn't really any detail. It said, they're going to try to do regime change, but they didn't say how or anything. And then this Israel Hayom is published. It was started by Sheldon Adelson. It is published by Miriam Adelson, the widow of Sheldon Adelson, who gave Trump $100 million to encourage him to pursue extremely pro-Israel policies. So we know this paper is going to try to influence this incoming administration to be as hawkish on Iran as possible. So keep that in mind. And then, I'm expecting the Trump administration to be bad with Iran. Waltz, Rubio, these people are total Iran hawks. And the Senate and House controlled by the Republicans. But for Iran's part, they are making it very clear that they're willing to talk. And I think that they're going to sit back and see how this next administration is going to be before launching any more attacks on Israel. It seems like they've cooled down the rhetoric on saying that they were going to respond to Israel's latest attack. But I think Israel is going to try to start another cycle of escalation maybe if Iran doesn't do anything, because especially if they see this report in the New York Times that there's a chance Trump might be looking to ease tensions with Iran. That's why if I was these Iranians, I would not have gone to the New York Times about this meeting. I would have kept it quiet. Because, seriously, I wouldn't be surprised if Israel pulls something in response to this report. Netanyahu, I bet, has notifications when a new New York Times report is published. Whenever there's anything published by the New York Times about him or Israel, like a few minutes later, he puts out a statement on it. So he's definitely seen this,